Hey, and welcome to Fit with Turo Fitness Podcast, a podcast for people who want to get no BS information about fitness and know that fitness is about so much more than losing scale weight. It's about feeling confident in your skin and empowered in your life. I'm your host, Turo Virta, personal trainer, strength and nutrition coach, and most of all, a husband of my beautiful wife, Miriam. Each week, my guests and me will give you some no BS fitness tips and motivate you to take action in your own personal fitness journey as we talk about nutrition, exercise, mindset, personal development, and executing in life with enjoyable but still effective strategies. If your goal is to look better, feel and be strong and experience transformation from inside out, you, my friend, are in the right place. Thank you for jumping in, and now let's jump into today's episode.
All right, and welcome to Fit Me to a Fitness podcast. Today's episode, I'm talking about strength training for women over 30 and 40, and talking about 5 biggest mistakes. And this is not even headline is over 40, but this is actually pretty relevant even if you are a little bit younger, like say 30s or something. So, but as what I have seen, many like older women, they are even more doing these mistakes, but these are actually very common for women in general. Like as I have worked the past 8 years, I would say that 80% of my clients are women, and you learn to see some pattern. What mistakes people or women are repeating, what kind of fears they have, and how to actually then improve. So let's get into episode. So first of all, mistake number 1, that is easy, and that is that you are avoiding strength training due fear of bulking up. So this is very, very common, and I recently talked like that with my working colleague, and she's in her mid-50s, and she said that no, she can't. She don't want to use weights because she don't want to get too muscular, because she have a background that she used to gain relatively fast muscle mass, and now she's kind of avoiding it, doing like only low weights, higher repetitions, or not even going closer. And this is actually the biggest mistakes what you can do. So you will not get too muscular, and especially if you are not if you are older, and if you don't, because there are so many people who are actually trying to get more muscular, but they're not able to. So you need to have so many different things. So if you think that it's a couple of times per week, you are going to look like a bodybuilder. Trust me, you can stop right away when you see that bodybuilder looking from the mirror. So there is no actual risk. So the reality is that women, you have lower levels of hormones, and that cause muscle hypertrophy in a way that it doesn't cause that in the same way that men are experiencing it. And strength training actually helps in toning the body and increasing the metabolism, improving bone density. And that is a crucial thing, especially when we are aging, as a risk of osteoporosis is increasing. So I don't know if you have my grandma as she's 85 years old at the moment, still alive, luckily, but osteoporosis is so bad at the moment that she can barely move. So this is something like what you don't really think when you are younger, but there is always that risk at later and some point of your life. So this is often people, you don't think that it's think about these things until it's kind of too late. And now for my grandma, unfortunately, she will have a very hard time, like, because it's that cycle is going often. Unfortunately, I saw it with my dad like that you start to step by step, you are not starting to move, then you are basically just sitting or laying, you're not moving at all, you lose your muscle mass relatively quickly, and then you can't even move. So it's all about staying active and trying to move, doing that strength training at some point of your life. It helps so much to age later, because we are losing. I would say it's on after when you are turning 30, 35, in that age range, losing 3 to 7% of your muscle mass per decade. So if you think it's on average 5% of your current body mass or muscle mass, what you're losing per decade, and that sums it up. That's if you are 40 now, you never strength train, you don't have probably a lot muscle mass, you're starting to lose it 5% by end of 50, 5% by end of 60. So it's going very, very quickly, and that decreases your metabolism. You are probably it's a lot easier to gain some weight when you don't have a less muscle mass, but I will talk that about a little bit later. But just don't avoid strength training because you think that it's going to make you bulky. So then mistake number 2 is basically underestimating the importance of progressive overload. So this was something what we talked a lot with also women's ice hockey national team. They are athletes, they are women, but this is something what I kind of try to tell to my group coaching clients also all the time, because it's a very different, often men in this situation, men are using too much weight. So they are kind of, their form is not that good as as it should be, because they pick too heavy weights. And for women, it's totally opposite. So when you are feeling already that now this feels heavy, and most of the women, when it feels heavy, it's enough that they don't want to use heavier weights. But what is actually progressive overload? And this was something what even top athletes, Olympic athletes, are struggling. So what is a progressive overload? So it's something that you have to trying to add more weight, and this is a good example is that you don't need to do it every single week, but doing it's always adding something more, like adding weight, adding repetitions, and this is a good, especially if you are a beginner, you are probably able to do it every single week for the first couple weeks, couple months. But then at some point when you have been doing it strength training more often, then you probably want to think it like a weekly and going, maybe you are able to add 1 kilo, 2 kilos for your first, then you might need to reduce again, or you reduce repetitions. So there is always something, but just aiming to increase that weight. And very common mistake is also when you work out from home, you use the same dumbbell for every single muscle. So if you think it logically, your leg, your bigger muscles like your back, your glutes, or your leg muscles, they are a lot stronger naturally than your smaller shoulder muscles. So if you try to repeat and do all exercises with your 1 kilo, 2 kilo, 3 kilo dumbbells, it's not going to have that same effect. Obviously, your smaller muscles like shoulders, they might have a good workout, but for your legs, you don't give even close to that something what is called progressive overload. So there is not going to be enough, that you are not going to get that more toned or more stronger body, because you are kind of trained. So the keys here is to change every single exercise. You think every single exercise that what you would be doing more. So because that progressive overload is essential for continuing to build strength and muscle. And it's the same thing. It means actually if you are thinking that I don't want to build muscle, I just want to get more toned body, term is exactly the same. If you are getting stronger, you are getting more toned body, and so those are just simple things what you should be thinking all the time, and that is something what many women, like even athletes, professional athletes, that you need to push yourself. You need to learn to push yourself, and one way to actually know and think what it feels, how it is to push yourself, is to learn, is a skill to go for one time to failure, because there are so many people who have never done it. Like I was watching with professional athletes when they were pushing themselves, but then there were still some of them that they were stopping when I was sure that they are still going to get like a 3-4 more repetitions, but they said, no, I can't do it anymore. And just repetition before was that easy that I was sure they are going to get another 3-4 repetitions, but probably because the thing is that it started to feel heavy. So then they stop pushing themselves, and if you want to get results, you want to push yourself harder. So mistake number 3 is then neglecting nutrition, and especially protein intake. So this is to become stronger, you need also nutrition part, and not adjusting your diet to support increased activity levels, particularly not consuming enough protein. So we had a amazing athlete in our women's national team. She's actually, I don't know if it's a hockey thing, but she's actually doing a bodybuilding, and her goal is to build muscle mass. So if your goal is, I tell you what she's doing. She's weighing like 65 kilos, 64 kilos at the moment, and she's eating 4,000 calories. She's training at the gym like 2 hours every single day. I would say that it's at least 2 hours, 2-3 hours every single day for 5-6 days a week. So, and eating 4,000 calories, a lot of protein. So, and her goal is to build muscle mass. So if you are scared, and she has been successful. So if your goal is to, you are scared of building muscle mass, think that it's not necessary, but if you are going to do it, you need to eat in a calorie surplus, need to eat a lot of calories, you need to do a lot of training, and with the progressive overload, and even then it takes still a lot of time, a lot of effort. But even your goal is to just to get stronger, get more toned body, and starting that strength training, the protein intake, especially protein intake, because it's a kind of fuel for building muscle mass, and what you should be aiming for, at least 1.5 grams per kilo body weight. Ideally, it's a bit higher. You could aim for 2 grams per kilo body weight protein, and getting that every single day. Doesn't matter if you work out or not, you should get that amount of protein every single day. So protein, and obviously total amount of calories. So but if you are new in strength training, basically amount of calories doesn't matter, because you are getting all the time something new. That strength training itself is a new kind of signal what you are sending to your body, and your body is going to respond regardless how you are going to eat. So you are going to be able to build muscle, lose fat at the same time, especially for the first 3 to 6 months, and also later. It is still possible. It's not probably the most optimal way to do it, but it's still possible. It's just getting a lot slower when you are not going to get those kind of newbie gains in the beginning or after beginning anymore. So just make sure that you are also eating enough, and also carbohydrates. So carbohydrates is the other thing what is important, especially when it comes to your workout quality, how much energy you have to push yourself. So if you haven't been eating any carbohydrates, you probably won't have enough energy to push yourself in a workout to aim for that progressive overload. So those in this order, proteins and carbohydrates, they are very important for your strength training. And for carbohydrates, for example, it depends. Like you could be aiming for it something just before your workout, like a banana or something what is easily digestible, and that is a very good source of carbohydrates just before your workout. Or obviously, then if you are eating earlier than all kind of carbohydrate sources. But basically, the best options are always for carbohydrates are those kind of one ingredient carbon foods, like if you think carbohydrates, banana, potato, rice, but there's only one ingredient, and it's not a mix of anything else. So those are just examples, but make sure that you are also that your eating and nutrition is supporting your strength goals. So then mistake number 4 is kind of skipping that recovery and mobility training. So this is something what often people don't understand, and especially athletes, they struggle to make sure that they get enough quality recovery. And what is the best way to recover faster is your sleep, quality sleep. So because it's not always more, it's not better. You don't need to work out more hours if you could be getting so much better results if you just your recovery is optimized, you are sleeping enough, sleeping 7-8 hours every single night, and hydration obviously. And what other thing is kind of that mobility training. So with strength training alone, if you are just doing strength training, especially older we get, you need to do some kind of mobility, flexibility training. And even there's both are important. Stretching is also important, but that was kind of more like in the 80s, it was all about stretching. And now what I never heard about mobility training actually when I was my 20s or 30s, and now it's all about mobility. So what is the difference between mobility? Mobility is kind of all those joints, like your ankle, your knees, your hips, which are causing often then that, for example, you are getting lower back pain is cause of your lack of mobility in your hips. Or your knee pain, it's often coming from ankles, so your ankles don't have that enough range of motion, and then that is causing that your knees are hurting. So those are often some points what you need to be addressing. And if you have never done mobility workout, you don't know where to start. If you have some kind of pains all the time, it's just that do some mobility testing. And this is something what I did. I created for all my coaching clients, for my membership coaching, for my one-on-one coaching clients, for my women's national hockey team. So you have my mobility guide where you are testing yourself with the exercises, your whole body, 7 points, and you get pass, you get fail, and then if you fail, or even pass, but especially if you fail in something, then you have correctional exercises, what you can implement into your warm-ups, into your cool downs, or even during the workout, if you have a longer rest time, like what you should be having. If you have a 2-3 minute rest time and you don't want to you want to do something, you just don't want to sit and wait and watch your phone, do 1 minute mobility exercises, as those you can always do. They are not demanding for your body. And mobility training is something that you don't need to do it a long time at one session. Good session is 1 to 10 minutes. And what is more important is that you do it consistently. So it's not about that you need to do it long, but just consistently. And that is like mobility exercises, doing them. That is the key. Do not feel pain. Do not have a kind of you are able to have move with a higher range of motion using inner weights, not getting hurt, and just game saver, life changer. And this I wish I would know myself earlier. And so many of my clients also, they really think that wish they would know and do it earlier, because so many people doing just stretching and kind of skipping that mobility workout. So then mistake number 5 is kind of ignoring some body parts. So often women are thinking like that they want to lose fat from their belly, or from they want to just get your bigger legs, or they have a problem with their legs and they want to train their legs, and or they have some body part what is kind of what they see themselves as a problem, and then that's causing them to train only that zone, or a bit more than necessarily for that zone. So don't solely focus on those problem zones. You have to, obviously you can do 1-2 more sets, reps per exercise, but it doesn't mean like if with a good proper strength training program you are using you train your full body. Like how you divide it, it's up to you depending on program. I tend to program my programs, they are often full body workouts, especially for people who can work out that they have a day break in between, like for example Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I tend to think that full body workout is the best split to do. Some, if you can't work out, if you have to work, let's say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, then I probably would go upper, lower, so, or different muscles that you don't train same muscle 2 times a day. But what I often see is that women, they do a lot of core work if they think that core is some that they would need to lose, for example, belly fat, then they are doing training just their core. Or if they think that they need to get more toned legs, then they skip all upper body exercises, and that is one of the biggest. So crucial is that kind of balance within your body, and so that your training, it's counted. Like it's a strength training. It's not too difficult, but having a program that you know exactly what exercises to do, in which order you should do them, and how many sets, how many repetitions, because it's really combination. Like there is no right or wrong way, but just in general, at some point you need to if your goal is to optimize your results and get there by working smarter, not necessarily harder. At some point you need to lift heavy weights, doing less repetitions. So that means that using kind of phases to improving your maximum strength, and that you usually do within a rep range 1 to 5. I would not recommend someone to doing 1 repetitions, or not even maybe 2, but let's say to 3 to 5, 3 to 6. That is kind of repetition rates what I would recommend to use, so that you are not able to do more than 5 repetitions with the weight you are using. So that is something, and there you need a long rest time. Then at some point you need to have a rep ranges what is kind of hypertrophic, focusing on building muscle, building strength, is 6 to 12. So exercises you are using, they are from 6 to 12. That is, for most people, that is kind of that comfort zone, what they like to do. And then there is kind of that endurance zone, or endurance, where you are using then those lighter weights and doing more repetitions. So that is like 12 plus 12 to 20 repetitions, or somebody's doing even more than that. But those are all what you need to be doing at some point. Then, but it depends, like how you prefer to split your program. I tend to do my programs that I focus one thing at a time, especially if it's not like an athlete who is doing who kind of need maintenance program to maintain everything. But if you have if you are normal people, you have a 3-4 months goal, then I focus one thing at a time, doing 3-4 weeks phases, focusing just improving maximum strength. Then it's next month it's a little bit different exercises, doing more repetitions, and then month after that it's doing endurance. So just changing things around. So this what I have found that is for your body is the best way to get faster results, because but plus that it's not getting boring. So this is the way how I have trained myself now past couple of years. I enjoy it the most. My clients have told the best feedback. Obviously, this is not for that it's for everyone, is the only way or the right way, but often it's something what I recommend at least to try it. And if at some point, if you are in a point that this feels so hard, then just getting some support, getting some things that you know what to do, you know that you are doing things right. Because even if you are not having, like in my coaching, there's obviously the best way is to get some trainer who is checking your form in the beginning, 1 to 2 sessions, all exercises. And then when if everything is good, like in my coaching, I work with the people from all over the world. I don't have a chance to stay with them at the gym first time, but then people, they are sending me for their form videos. I can look their form, give some tips in that way. So there is always possibility to check your form when you work with the coach, even it's on online base. Obviously, the best way is always to have a in-person coach, but if you can't have it, online coaching options are always possible. So and then having the program. So having somebody who is holding you accountable, that you are getting work done, especially those days when you don't feel like doing it. So this is accountability part, asking questions. It's a game changer. And especially if you have a history of that you are not independently doing your workouts, you tend to skip, you tend to get off track. Then having somebody who is holding you accountable, and it doesn't matter. We are all different. Somebody enjoys one-on-one support. You have access directly to your coach, or then like a group-based where we are, like in my membership coach, we are coaching. We are in a Facebook group. We are there supporting each other, sending videos or not videos, but just messages. Posting wins, sometimes struggles, asking advices. So this kind of support, it's all about, we are all driving from different kind of supports, but some kind of support system you need to have, or you will most likely not be consistent. So that was kind of 5 most common mistakes. What I have seen, if I forgot something, I will add it. But thank you so much for listening. If you are interested for coaching options, I'll put one-on-one coaching, membership coaching, links to my this show, and I hope to see you inside. So thank you for listening, and see you soon.
Hold up, friend. Do you love Fit Me Turo Fitness podcast? If so, the best way to say thank you is to subscribe to the podcast and leave a review on iTunes. I know every podcaster wants you to leave a review, but it's because those reviews help the podcast to reach more people. I truly want to know what you think, and if this particular episode resonated with you, would you also please share it? Either send a link to someone who you think will find it valuable, or take a screenshot and post it into your social media and tell your friends and family why they should listen it. Make sure you tag me so I can hear your feedback and give you a little love. And if you aren't already following me on Instagram or TikTok, that's the perfect time to hit that follow button. Thank you for being here and listening to Fit Me Turo Fitness podcast.